was like never before ever in the last few centuries. So,
Okay, all right. I also have with me Pradeep Goyal, Managing Director, Prudent Arc Limited, and Chair, National Council for Stressed Assets at ASSOCHAM. Mr. Goyal, thank you for joining us. And of course, the same question that I am asking my other panelists, other industry stalwarts, what is your key takeaway of the budget 2025?
Yeah, thank you, Megha. Thanks for inviting me for the panel. I think this budget has to be looked at from the vision and the reach. It is so deep rooted, we need to understand how deep the thought of Modi government has been. The budget reaches down to the roots with every citizen of the country, whether it is a working class, whether it is a labor, whether it is a self-entrepreneur, MSMEs, micro agriculture. So it has been described elaboratively in the budget, the benefits that everybody is going to get. Education reforms are there. There are scholarships announced for various courses, professional courses. There are benefits announced for health sector, for tourism development, leather industry. So, we cannot just gauge budget only from one point. Income tax, which have been a big booster, and I can see everybody talking about the income tax slabs being benefiting for sure. That has a reach of a different kind of its own. But the budget is far beyond what it just meet the eye only for the income tax slabs have been increased.
Okay, talking about the four engines that Nirmala Sitharaman spoke about, agriculture, MSME, investment and exports. Now there has been specific focus that has been given to all these sectors. Investment and MSMEs particularly, are you satisfied with the kind of allocation that has been given in the budget?
Actually, if I don't know whether you have read my pre-budget expectations, so I would say that my pre-budget expectation met with the budget speech to the extent of about 80%. As the government's aim and objective is overall development of the country, and government is building this country brick by brick. So MSME being the backbone, having 40%, more than 40% of the nation's contribution of the economic growth. So it was expected, and agriculture is our feeding class with feed of 150 crore people. There has to be a big boost for agriculturists to work in the way wherein they are able to do justice to and not run away from being an agriculturist, and they are sufficiently supported by different schemes.
How important it is for the government to infuse more funds into the education sector and skill development sector to ensure that there is a steady supply to fulfill the demand?
Skill development, actually, this is a very interesting aspect, because in our country, if I talk about my organization and a lot of people I know, whether in industry or financial services, we lack quality people. Even if we have a hiring of, let us say, 100 people, but we have to take interview at least 1,000 people, then we say 100 are eligible, and that also we are not satisfied with the quality. So skill development is such an important aspect that government has touched for the betterment of the nation and also betterment of the living standard in the class. So I think that's a very important aspect touched upon.
Right, absolutely. I have to, of course, ask you about India's dream to be a $30 trillion economy by 2047. There is, Sagar Mala, Gati Shakti, that have all been spoken about the finance minister, and one corpus that she has allocated, which is a considerable amount of money, that is 25,000 crore rupees for shipbuilding, shipbreaking, to enhance the maritime sector. How important does maritime become to support industry in the country?
See, I would say, Megha, that we should not talk only of one sector. You talk about 25,000 in the maritime sector, 10,000 crores in another sector, another 10,000 crore in Swami, which is real estate sector. You see, how is a house built? How is a country built? It is built brick by brick. So all these contribute to nation building by adding each brick, adding each floor or a foundation in many different ways. Everything contributes to the nation building. So there is only one direction, Viksit Bharat. But I would say the way things are going on and the deep thought and vision of Modi government is not only making Bharat a Viksit Bharat, but it will be an exemplary Bharat, wherein all the countries of the world will look up to India, Modi ji, and the policy which will impact the country and development in the long run, and everybody would like to follow the example of India going forward.
Also, I want to understand from you, how do you understand and how is it going to be helpful for industry, for the economy, that AI centers of excellence have been set up? There is a corpus of 500 crore rupees that has been allocated for it.
So the Center of Excellence will, as a skill development, and you talk of the R&D, you talk of thinking out of the box and coming out with new ideas. I think this is all is needed to for the overall development, I think.
Okay. Agriculture is an important sector. You touched upon it, especially the corpus that has been allocated to Bihar when it comes to food processing institutes that have been set up. This will allow for increase in farmers' income. This will allow for skill building and the makhana production that was specifically spoken about, Nirmala Sitharaman. Last year millet was the food that was propagated by India all across the globe as well. What is the potential for makhana to become a global food trend?
So when we say makhana, I would say that Bihar, which is not having the per capita income or the standard or the income level of a common citizen, needs to be improved. So government has carefully examined what exactly could be done. So makhana is a concentrated thought, vision that makhana could be one aspect to uplift the lives of people of Bihar, and this could contribute to their livelihood and their living. So I think you see the depth of the thought here. So I think it's a very important and it's very interesting to see how this is going to emerge going forward.
Absolutely. And also I have to ask you, that has been the big ticket announcement that has been made, that has kept the country abuzz, which is the tax slab revision that has taken place. Quite the relief to the middle class, which will allow for consumption to increase and disposable income in the hands of the middle class, talking about investments and savings. How does this impact the economy? Will it help in the GDP growth rate of the country?
Of course it is going to help, because this, with more money in the hands of the middle class, their spending power will increase, their investment portfolio will increase, their living standard will increase. So I think it is going to help the economy, because this money is going to, where it is going to go? It is going to flow back in the economy. It is going to, what is the economic development? When there is demand, supply of goods and services. So with this money coming in, there is a demand being created. And with this demand being created, there will be supply of services and goods. So this is the circulation which is going to uplift economy as a whole. As we see that this income tax slab is going to impact and benefit more than 10 crore people. So you see the large benefit and the impact it is going to have in the country. You will see going forward is going to be a big booster for small and medium enterprises and middle class overall.
Okay, all right. On that note, thank you, Mr. Goyal, for joining me on the telecast and sharing your views. I'll take a short break. Thanks for watching NewsX. Stay